a News Nation exclusive. Former Pentagon official Lou Elizondo sitting down one-on-one with News Nation special correspondent Ross Coulthart in a primetime exclusive interview. As part of Friday night's bombshell special report, Elizondo, who says he ran a secretive Pentagon program, shares what he claims the government really knows about UFOs.
What did you see?
I saw a technical device that had been removed, excised by the Department of Veterans Affairs by a surgeon, a trained physician from a U.S. military service member who claimed to have a UAP encounter. The physician claimed that the object tried to run on him or evade being excised.
So let me get this right. This object, whatever it is, it's a constructed object. It's a technological object.
It's a technological object enveloped in some sort of biological capsule. The current theory is that that capsule is there to fool the body.
And joining me this morning is News Nation special correspondent Ross Coulthart. Ross, great to see you again. I've been excited about this interview because it's a question the human race has pondered since the dawn of time. Are we alone? What did Lou tell you? And if we are not alone, according to him, why isn't the American government sharing that with us?
Well, firstly, good morning. And can I say, Lou says definitively we are not alone. In quite an extraordinary interview, the former head of the Pentagon's UFO investigation program, he goes out the gate and charges, and he's basically saying Roswell was real. And then you've got that wonderful science fiction sounding admission that he makes that they actually pulled some kind of non-human implant out of a human being, a veteran, who was in a UAP encounter, and that this implant, in some way, Hannah, tried to evade being caught by the surgeon that was trying to remove it.
So is there a bigger question now about finding out how these aliens feel about us on our planet and the human race?
Well, you and I think, are probably taking it more for granted than a lot of members of the American public. I mean, I take it as a given now because of the number of people that I've spoken to in the Defense Department and the intelligence community who candidly admit that a non-human intelligence is engaging with the people of this planet. But I think most people still want firm, solid proof, and they'd like to hear it from the president standing at a lectern in the White House basically saying we are not alone. I don't think we're ever going to get that. And I think ultimately what's going to come is a gradual disclosure because of people like Mr. Elizondo coming forward from within the black world and revealing what they know. And I know some of these people. I know people who work on what they purport to be a crash retrieval program of non-human technology, and they say that they're also involved not only in those retrievals but in the reverse engineering of those craft. And I think that's the reason for the secret. I think what's happening is the United States can see it can derive an enormous military advantage, strategic advantage, from hopefully being able to develop that technology, and who can blame them? But at the same time, there's a lie being promoted. The public are being told that the US government, the Defense Department, knows nothing about any kind of non-human intelligence. And that's just not true, I believe.
Ross, for all those skeptics out there, can you give us some background on the credentials for Mr. Elizondo? What makes his experience and his claims authentic?
Mr. Elizondo was working at an extremely high level in the Pentagon with the Office of the Undersecretary for Defense Intelligence in the Defense Department when he was assigned to run the Pentagon's UFO investigation program along with other colleagues. And in the course of that investigation, it's quite clear he was briefed about things that I think the public aren't allowed to know. He's only been allowed to speak to us within a very narrowly confined publication security review that's been approved by the Defense Department, and he's been stopped from revealing quite a number of things. His new book, Imminent, actually has redactions in it, Hannah, where it's basically not allowed to disclose things that he wanted to tell the public. And so
Yes.
I think one of the problems that he faces, and a lot of these officials face, is that they're constrained by their security oath. They're patriots. They're not going to do anything to block the protection of US national security.